part 2 of my July 2020 update. Hi, this is part 2, and I'm just going to continue from where I stopped part 1, which is the zucchini. And I have, look here, nice and pretty and ready to go. Nice zucchini. Nice zucchini. I'm going to pick this bad boy. There you go. First zucchini for the season. Check that out. Okay. So here, so I can pick it up on my way back. And I have more in here. There's a whole lot. This thing is doing so good. When I first started, I was pollinating by hand. And I guess I wasn't doing it correctly because everyone I pollinate died. It did not come out. Except for this one. Check this out. Those are zucchinis, right? This little ball right there. Well, I panicked when it came out first. And there was no male flower for it. So I took myself over here. So these guys over here, check these out. So these guys over here, and they had a lot of male flower out. So I grabbed the male flower and went and pollinate that thing. So, look here. I got my zucchini and my squash and everything mixed up. So when I planted them out, I thought everybody was zucchini. No, it's not. So I put this over here to try to protect it. I don't know if I'm going to save it from the squash borer. You know what I'm talking about? The squash beetle or borers, the one that destroy everything. Last year, all my plant just fell over. So I think I'm going to get another clothespin and do right here so they can't get in there. So anyway, this time I'm trying to do this one so I can protect this because this bad boy is running. And there's a little smaller one on the inside. And check this small one. Look here. And this is small. I have the smaller container. And I need to put water. See, it needs watering. So it's all running right here on my asparagus tree. So everybody's just going to enjoy the squat. Asparagus is finished. So just let everybody run up and over there on the wall. And once it gets over here, I'm going to hook it to that pole right here and keep on running it. So I didn't have that in mind, but you adapt and move on. I have more mint here for my mom. I'm trying to extend her mint so she has more than one. And here's a bigger one I have right here. All peppermint. So I'm trying to extend more, get her more. My cabbage. All these are started inside the house. The cabbage just started inside. And it was a tiny little thing. I didn't think you'd make it. But look at that. The holes are before I planted it. That's why when I went ahead and cover them now. More potatoes, sweet potatoes. And I'm trying to confine it to upwards. Okay, so it'll run. Last year it ran into the mint, so I'm trying to make sure it doesn't get away from me. And already there's one in the back. And I'm going to fix that later. There's one here, there's one more running in the back. I'm going to fix that later. Okay. And I'm trying to do this like a circle, so I don't go back and forth, back and forth. I already did over here, my pumpkin and my zucchini and my asparagus. More tomatoes. Look here, nice little guy over here. I guess this is going to be yellow tomatoes. And of course, it needs watering. First tomato for the season. It needs watering. So when I finish this, I'm going to water them. And I have, more water. Okay? All these containers of water. So I'll water it when I finish. I don't know how I got everything mixed up. This is a watermelon. It's my watermelon. And I'm going to run it in here. For some reason, I don't know how I ended up planting watermelon. I thought I planted a squash. I thought it was a squash. And of course, as you can see, none of my labels, they got messed up. They're inside the house. There were labels inside the house. I just pulled one of the thing off, man. Inside the house, there were labels. When they come outside, everything just got messed up. So I made this tower right here. My goal is for it to run all the way to the top of the tower. And then I might either snip it at the top or bring it back down. I don't think I'm going to extend it any higher because I don't know how heavy they will be. More zucchini or squash, something. Like I said, everything got mixed up. And when I planted this, I thought I was just planting single zucchinis. Imagine my surprise, it's not zucchini. Pepper with a lot of calaloo in here. My mom came out and picked some calaloo, and I told her, you got to take them out the container. When you pick them, don't just snip off the top. You got to put the whole thing out because you want the small ones underneath to come up And you want to get some of these things out because we got pepper in here also. You know, the pepper needs a space for their roots so they can get nice and big. But of course, my mother is my mother. She just pick off the tops and leave them in there. So most stuff I'm going to have to come out and pick off and pull up. Just to pull them up so we have more room in there. These things don't need to be in here. They just come up every year. Oh, before I get this, I don't want to go back and forth, but this is my mulch area. So this is full of water from, I'm going to drain this when I finish. So come back here and keep going. One thing at a time, so I get something finished. Anyway, more peppers, and of course there's a whole lot of calaloo in here, so I'm going to have to cut these bad boys out because I want the pepper to survive. There's a lot of peppers in there too. But I hopefully the container being so big that they'll be okay. All these went to seeds on me back here. That's why I say I don't need any more seeds. I got enough seeds. Okay. I bought this cement years ago. It was in a black bag. I have a hole back there, like a little 2x2 hole. I was gonna cement it off, and of course, things get in the way. The cement become a rock. So I've been dropping it and breaking it in pieces so I can get rid of it. So that's that. So by next week, I should be able to get all this out and get all this done. More radish. These are mustard. The purple mustard that we had so much of. Everybody went to seed. And this is how every year they come up on their own. I don't need seeds, but come up on their own, and it's all seeds. Same thing here, radish and purple mustard. Same thing with this hole right here. I planted a whole lot. I planted kale in here. Let's see. I had kale in here, broccoli in here, Napa cabbage in here. All this I planted 9 March. And I think the only thing come up was a broccoli. Everything else went to seed if it came up. And all these mustard greens, I didn't plant them. They come up on their own. These are radishes, so whatever I had in here, everything went to seed except for now this broccoli is trying to come up. And it's kind of late because it's July and it's hot. But we see what happens. Pepper. These are more peppers in here. Somebody's fire alarm going off. More peppers in here. And more calaloo, which I have to come and get. And this one, it's just seeing this pepper. This tree was so tiny and this big pepper is on it. And this still is. I'm going to leave it for a little while longer. Mustard, you see? Oh, underneath the ledges get no water. These things though, it's all mustard green seeds. This is all mustard green again. And seeds. I don't need any more seeds. So, but they went to seeds, so I'll leave them alone. Pull this out. Oh, I have to get a gloves for this because this thing has, it prickly things on it. Okay, and more peppers. Big container I have in here. But I have to get all these calaloos out first. So these, but everybody's blossoming. So just less things in there, the bigger the plant. My onions right here. My scallions. I'm sorry, my scallions are all going to seed. So I have this container. I'm gonna try to get another container, maybe 3 containers of. Look, this thing is so heavy, it just broke the limb. So I'm gonna transplant these. Something else for me to do. I have to come and transplant these to another container. Squirrels was back here digging. You can see that. They were back here digging holes. Good thing the only thing in here is another mustard green. I think I planted some broccoli. I mean, not broccoli, some more okras. But I guess it didn't take. So I still have time. I'm going to transplant. I have okras in the front I need to transplant. Container right here. Put some more soil in here, fertilizer, and transplant it. See my okras right here? These are big. And I have okras coming up. So that's good. It's 2. I've tried to put 2 per 5-gallon containers. The ones in here died, so these are new ones I transplanted out. Hopefully they'll make it. My plan is to put a cucumber in there. I already have it set up to run. I'm going to put a cucumber in there when I get to that, before the season get away from me. More onions. I had these in this for so long, but I just pulled these out. These were I guess, see more in here? So I'm going to transplant out this year. I'm going to transplant this out of the plastic into a container. I have onions in here again, or scallions. This is onion, because I was pulling away at the bottom to see, let them get bigger. Yep. Okay, it's onions. See, I dug away from it so they could get bigger. And I have onions here, and also have beets. I have beets in here also. And they're trying to come up, so I might take this one out, give these guys some more room. But it's a tight squeeze in there because the onions are in here too. And got more beets back there. They're just starting to come out. I think this is the only beet I have this year, other than the little one in the front. And I planted a lot of beets. For some reason, my beets are hits and misses. Okay, we have more pepper here. There's a lot in this container. They were so tiny when I put them in. See, I have to pull these things out. So I have to come around and pull all these out. They were tiny when I put these peppers in. And they blossom in. And like I said, calaloo comes up everywhere. So I have to come and pull all these out so I can make it. This hole right here, the only little dirt I have, 2 by 2, it's all calaloo coming up. So I'm gonna have to come back. I have this wire is fenced off so nothing gets in it. I'm playing the dirt, but I'm gonna have to redo this when I get a chance. I don't know where that metal pole came from, but that's okay. I use it for something. Okay, and this is the turning point around here with my raspberries. Like I said, my nephew was here and we came back and picked all the raspberries so I could get some raspberries to take with him. So this plant did so good this year. Over here is more calaloo, and I'm gonna, like I said, my mom came and picked the tops off again, so I have to go in and cut these bad boys, pull these bad boys out, so we have more space in there, because there's a lot coming up in here, and we need so they can spread. So I have to come and fix this. Over here, junk stuff I collect. I'm collecting, containers, stuff to put my stands to my containers on. I said one day I'll need them. Eggplant back in the corner. You get good sun back here. But when I put these two in, I didn't think they get this big. So, but they're doing good. Kale. I took my chance with these. I didn't put anything, cover them up. And they're doing good. So I'm going to pick some. Okay. Got more onions over here. And look at their moss. So I don't know what you call it thing down there. But I'm going to take them out this year because this was to protect them. But then everything grew up around it. So once these burn that, I'm going to take this out. And we have more peppers right here. Mustard. And I think it's going to seed. Yep. I don't know. This grass. We have collard greens in this one again. Oh, cabbage. This is cabbage. These are cabbage. I have two here, so I'm going to transplant something bigger once they get a little bit big. This one, I'm going to transplant and leave this one in here. These are weeds. I need to empty these containers out, but something else I get to. I'm not going to stress myself over it. More peppers, a lot of peppers in this container. Maybe I try to transplant some up, but as long as they start to blossom, I'm leave them alone if they're blossoming. These guys are hot peppers. I'm not sure which one, but it's hot peppers. I might transplant this one out before they start to blossom. Another one over here. Let these guys have the container by themselves. More garlic chive. I think it's garlic chive. There was another container that took them out. Another one over here. I put them in this container. Garlic chive again. These are all weed I need to get rid of. This, I bought this on Baker's Creek. And I forgot the name, what they call it, but it's the next version of calaloo, Jamaican calaloo. So, but it's not. I forgot the name of this. And I saw this. I don't know where this came from. My mother told me the name of it. I don't know what the name is. But she said, make sure you keep it. Don't get rid of it. Last year I pulled some of us weed. She said it's not weed. She said you can grow it. You can cook it with the calaloo. So I said, okay, fine. I'll leave it. And another container, calaloo. What's the name of... calaloo. Yeah, again, eggplants. I love eggplant. And this one up here is sitting on the side because this container is full of mulch. So I'm not going to mess with it this year. So I just put an eggplant on it so I can get it high elevation and nice evening sun. Check that out. That's some serious sun. This is all the stuff I'm collecting. I'm going to use tomato rags. I'm going to build. I got all these plants, all these things. Okay. Yeah. Okay. this is my mother's favorite beans I put in here. This is my second planted. First one, nothing came up. So the second one, I put a lot in here. And look here, they're trying to come up. And I hope it's not the first ones also. But push come to shove, I'll just transplant some out to another container. And these are all just mustard green going to seed. One pak choi, I'm keeping this for seed. Although it's not giving me a lot of seeds. It's not giving me a lot of seeds, but you only need a few. I only need a couple because these things have a lot of seeds in there. And I'm in a circle. This is back to my water station. I'm doing a circle. So I'm going to go back on this side as I go. I had the cabbage right here, but it's not doing anything. I was trying to hide it over here behind this because it's so hot. So I don't know what's going to happen to it. I think I'm going to spray it. Excuse me, I think a mosquito just got me. I'm going to spray it and maybe try to cover it up or transplant it something. But it's so hot, I don't know if it's going to do anything. Another pak choi that's slugs are eating. And I don't understand because I had I put slug bait down. So maybe the slug bait ran out and they decided, oh well, I'll just keep on eating these. These are more stuff I'm collecting right here. My wires and stuff. Lid, covers. And I know all the weeds I need to pull up. I know this year I'm not getting to this corner this year. I already know that. So I'm just working on enjoying myself and don't stress myself out over it. I don't know what I put in here, tell you the truth. These are like since it was all my squash and everything got mixed up. So I guess these are squash. I guess these are squash. I hope that the pollinators can get in there because me and pollinating didn't work. I tried to pollinate, look here. I tried to pollinate this, it didn't work. There was another one I pollinate, it didn't work. I pulled it off. So I'm just going to leave it and let it hit some misses. If it work, it work. If it don't work, I'm not going to mess with it, okay? And more eggplant over here. I think that's Black Beauty also. See, I have a lot of squash coming up. This one had like 3 on here and I pollinated them. See, there's another one that I pollinated, it didn't work. So I don't know what I did wrong. I did something wrong. Here's my brush. So I don't know what I did. I did something wrong and it didn't work. So I'm just leaving them alone and see what happens. Okay, more stuff I'm collecting. My bird fell over and lost his head. So I'm going to look for it in this stuff right here. Figure what I'm going to keep, what I'm not going to keep. And I have to get rid of this water. So it rained yesterday. Get rid of these water because if not, mosquitoes will get me. And I'm doing my best to go around and find all the waters and get rid of them because I like being out here in the evening and mosquitoes will eat you alive when you're out here. Remember my squash right here with the one that I don't know what I did. I pollinated with the pumpkin over there. Well, anyway, I'm in the circle coming back this way. And this side is more tomatoes. I have a lot of tomatoes. And I have to tie these to I have a tomato cage right here, but those grew out. And I'm going to tie them to it. I was going to cut off the suckers, but I just left them. Another one, small zucchini. And I have zucchini coming up. And I didn't mess with the pollen. I pollinated this one. And as you can see, whatever I pollinate, it didn't work. So I'm going to leave them alone, let them do a thing. This is celery. This survived last year. I guess it was a mild winter. It survived. And it went to seeds. So I'm going to see what the seeds look like. Potatoes again. More potatoes from my mother. And I think I'm going to end this with update number 3. June update number 3. Number 2. This is number 2. And I'm going to start update number 3. Because I'm not trying to do long videos. Trust me. Sit down. I'm trying to watch. I try not to do like too long videos. So I'm trying not to do long videos. So I'll see you on video number 3.